Module 4 Hemopoietic Growth Factors. Recombinant human erythropoietin is widely used for the treatment of anemia associated with renal failure, HIV infection, cancer and surgery. Three varieties of recombinant human erythropoietin, that is apopoietin alpha, apopoietin beta and apopoietin omega, are available for clinical use. Epoietin alpha and epoietin beta are produced in Chinese hamster ovarian cells, whereas epoietin omega is produced in baby hamster kidney cells. All the three varieties of recombinant human erythropoietin had the similar sequence of 165 amino acids, but differ in their carbohydrate content and site of glycosylation. Two internal disulfide bonds linking positions 7 and 161 and positions 29 and 33 are important for their biological activity. Recently, novel erythropoiesis stimulating protein darbepoetin alpha has been developed for the treatment of anemia. Pharmacokinetic studies have demonstrated that darbepoetin has a longer plasma half-life compared to recombinant human erythropoietin. Therefore, treatment using the former requires less frequent administration. Filgrastim, a recombinant human granulocyte colony stimulating factor GSF produced in E. coli, principally affects the proliferation and differentiation of neutrophils within the bone marrow. It is a single chain polypeptide containing 175 amino acids which differ from the endogenous glycoprotein by the addition of an N-terminal methionine. The addition of polyethylene glycol moiety to filgrastim results in the development of egg filgrastim. Peg filgrastim is a long-acting form of filgrastim that requires less frequent administration for the management of chemotherapy-induced neutropenia. Sargramostim, produced using S. cerevisiae containing 126 amino acids, is used to treat and prevent neutropenia in patients receiving myelosuppressive cancer therapy. It is structurally identical to endogenous human granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor, that is GM-CSF, except for leucine instead of aproline at position 23. It stimulates the proliferation and differentiation of multiple hematopoietic progenitor cells in the myeloid lineage and activates or augments many of the functional activities of mature neutrophils, monocytes, macrophages and dendritic cells, enhancing host defenses against a broad spectrum of invading microorganisms. Blood coagulation factors. Human coagulation factor 8 is a cofactor that serves as a critical component in the intrinsic blood coagulation pathway. Its deficiency causes hemophilia A, the most commonly inherited bleeding disorder. Affected persons are unable to form blood clots normally and therefore risk serious and life-threatening bleeding episodes. Recombinant human factor 8 produced in Chinese hamster ovarian cells containing 1438 amino acids provides a temporary replacement to prevent or control bleeding episodes or to perform emergency of elective surgery in patients with hemophilia A deficiency of human factor 9 develops hemophilia B. Its clinical consequences are similar to that of deficiency of factor 8. Recombinant factor 9 produced in Chinese hamster ovarian cells containing 415 amino acids is indicated for the control of bleeding events in hemophilia B patients. Recombinant factor 7A produced in baby hamster kidney cells containing 406 amino acids is a unique hemostatic agent with potential for broad application in bleeding patients with congenital and acquired bleeding abnormalities. It is approved for the treatment of hemophilia A and hemophilia B patients who have acquired antibodies to factor 8 and 9. Thrombolytic agents. Tissue plasminogen activator TPA is used to dissolve blood clots that have formed in the blood vessels of the heart and seriously lessen the flow of blood. Altiplase, a recombinant tissue plasminogen activator TPA, consists of 527 amino acids and stimulates the fibrinolysis of blood clots by converting plasminogen to plasmin. It is now a treatment choice in the management of acute myocardial infarction. In addition, the acute myocardial infarction is also approved for the treatment of acute ischemic stroke and pulmonary thromboembolism. Retiplase, produced in E. coli, has prolonged half-life and lower binding affinity to fibrin compared to Altipase. It is approved for the management of the acute myocardial infarction, reduction in the incidence of congestive heart failure and reduction of mortality associated with the acute myocardial infarction. Tenecteplase is an engineered variant of Altiplase designed to have increased fibrin specificity, greater efficacy and longer half-life. It is produced using Chinese hamster ovarian cells which contains 527 amino acids. Saruplase is known as recombinant single chain urokinase type plasminogen active for or prurokinase. It is single chain polypeptide consisting of 411 amino acids. Module 5. Future of recombinant DNA products. The future of recombinant DNA products as a human therapeutic is looking good. More than 110 companies are involved in the discovery, development and marketing of recombinant DNA products. These companies have more than 80 therapeutics in clinical development and combined portfolio of 73 marketed products. During 2004, two recombinant DNA products, insulin gluline, that is Apidra Sanofi Aventis, Strasbourg, France, and the fertility drug Lutropin alpha, Luveris, Sereno, Geneva, Switzerland, have been approved by USA FDA. Three products, insulin Determere of the latest Novo Nordisk, Bexward, Denmark for diabetes, calcitonin for treating osteoporosis by Unison Laboratories, Fairfield, New Jersey, USA, and Polyfermin, a keratin orthocyte growth factor used for treating mucositis, Agmegan, Woodland Hills, CA, USA, are undergoing FDA review. Analysis of therapeutic market segmentation from 2001 to 2003 reveals that there are 5 therapy areas: hematology, diabetes and endocrinology, oncology, central nervous system disorders and infectious diseases that are the key market shareholders. Products of hematology will continue to lead sales over the next 6 years. Products of oncology will become the second most important revenue generator. As for the future market, erythropoietin will continue to lead sales, interferon will follow, and insulin will maintain its third place in Indian scenario on recombinant DNA products. In India, human insulin, follicle stimulating hormone, growth hormone, erythropoietin granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor, granulocyte colony stimulating factor, factor 8, tissue plasminogen activator, interferon alpha and gamma interleukin are already approved for human use. These products were successfully developed by Indian companies either through foreign collaboration or through total indigenous efforts. The current market of approved recombinant therapeutics has been estimated to be about rupees 5,357 million, which is approximately 1.6% of the world market. The market of the above mentioned products is growing at the rate of 15% and is likely to be around rupees 9,580 million by 2005. In India, all the recombinant products are considered to be new according to the current Indian Drug Act 1988 and therefore require the permission of drugs control authorities for both import and local production for marketing purposes. According to the biosafety guidelines, research work related to recombinant technology is overseen by the Department of Biotechnology through Institutional Biosafety Committee and Review Committee on Genetic Manipulation, whereas commercial large-scale application are dealt with the Genetic Engineering Approval Committee of the Ministry of Environment and Forests. Recent advances in biotechnology have created many legal issues, particularly under the patent system. Patent represents one of the several types of intellectual properties. Their ownership confers the right to exclude others from benefiting from the tangible products of a proprietary subject matter. The discovery and initial characterization of any recombinant DNA product of potential therapeutics application are followed by its patenting. The normal duration of a patent is 20 years, which starts from the date of filing. Thus, the timing assumes importance in terms of the duration for marketing of a product. If the patent is filed too early, the window of the opportunity to market the product as well as the size of the market will be smaller. The biotech industry guide would be useful for industrial approval, regulatory clearance to recombinant DNA products and biosafety aspects 64. It would also provide help to scientists in obtaining patents on their inventions in India. More new recombinant DNA products are being approved by FDA. Some of the blockbuster products are coming off patent. In view of high market potential for recombinant therapeutics, indigenous technology should be developed. This can be achieved by strengthening the linkages among various institutes having expertise in different disciplines related to recombinant DNA technology and increased interaction with the industry. Conclusion. Recent work in the sociology of science has highlighted the local and tacit dimensions of scientific work against the widely held assumption that we are here dealing with a form of knowledge largely beyond the control and manipulation of scientists. We will argue that the unsaid is indeed a part of conscious scientific practice and hence subject to negotiation, discussion and construction. Based on a study of the transmission of hybridoma technology, this chapter shows that questions of local knowledge, tacit knowledge and magic, far from being ignored by scientific researchers, are explicitly a part of their daily practice. It will be seen that these questions give rise to a series of social and technical distinctions which are constitutive of scientific work. Hybrid cell can be cloned to produce identical daughter clones. These daughter clones have ability to secrete the immune cell product. Since these monoclonal antibodies come from similar type of cell, that is hybridoma cell, they are known as monoclonal antibodies. Hypoxanthine aminopterin thymidine medium is used to produce the monoclonal antibodies. Laboratory animals, that is mice, are first injected by an antigen to which we are interested in isolating an antibody. Spleen cells are isolated from the mammal. The beta cells are fused with myeloma cells. Fused cells are incubated in the hypoxanthine aminopterin thymidine medium. Unfused spleen cells cannot grow because of their limited lifespan. Only fused hybrid cells are known as hybridomas. Hybrid cells are able to grow indefinitely in the hypoxanthine aminopterin thymidine medium because the spleen cell partner supplies hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosyl transferase. Hence, unfused beta cells die as they have a short lifespan. Only hybridomas are selected. I hope you found today's episode interesting and informative. Well, that's